It is absolutely true that there are so many different ways that you can generate passive income. With the rise of technology, algorithms, and bots, it is absolutely certain that you can actually generate income more now than ever before. Now, within the digital space, within the blockchain space, and the cryptocurrency space, there's a term called bots. Bots has been around for a long time. And within bots, there is something called flash loans arbitrage. Essentially, you have the ability to borrow digital assets, look for a buying opportunity at a low price on one exchange, and then sell it on another exchange and yield a profit. Now, all sound complicating and all, but what if you can actually take advantage of this through an algorithm and having it done on an automated level? This is actually what MuQuant is all about. So in this video, we're going to do a quick review on a DeFi protocol, how this community is able to actually help you generate a 7 to 15% reward every single month by participating in this protocol. Stay tuned and you'll learn about what MuQuant is all about. All right, guys, welcome back to Passive Income Group, where we show you some of the best ways that you can generate passive income right here in the digital space. My name is Tuan, and if you haven't done so yet, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and then ring that bell so that way we can notify you every single time that we have a new video uploaded right here on this channel. Today, we're going to do a review on MuQuant. Interesting name, but it's a DeFi protocol that I was introduced to about 3 weeks ago. And I took my time to research it because, quite frankly, when it was first deployed, they didn't have all the things that drove confidence for me. There wasn't an audit. The smart contract wasn't verified yet. And if you're new to the blockchain world, what that simply means is that the code was actually held private. Essentially, what that actually means is that you couldn't actually look under the hood and see how the whole protocol or how the project was being ran. It was hidden. And just recently, in the past 2 weeks, they went and undergoed a audit, number one, and number two, the code is officially now verified. So simply what it means is that now the code is open source. You can now look at the code and be able to identify how the whole project is ran. Now, in the beginning, when I first looked at the project, it looked very complicating. But once you kind of understand the flow chart of how the project works, which I'm going to go over with you in a little bit, then it simply makes a whole lot of sense that there is a potential opportunity to participate here in a scalable project. Now, let's kind of go through it really quick here. Now, here is the actual website here. If you don't have the website, the link to the website will be found in the info section. Now, you can't just take this link and paste it on your browser. This is what's called a dApp, which is a decentralized application, which what that means is you're going to need a MetaMask wallet. If you don't have MetaMask, you can use Token Pocket. If you don't have Token Pocket, you can use SafePal. If you don't have SafePal, then you can use Trust Wallet. All of these wallets I just mentioned are DeFi wallets that actually has a browser that's built in that allows you to navigate and operate different smart contracts out there. And so you're gonna need one of these wallets. Now, if you don't have any of these wallets, above will be a link where it'll show you how to set up your MetaMask wallet. And then also, MuQuant is built on the Binance Smart Chain. In other words, if you are downloading MetaMask wallet and you don't have Smart Chain Network, you're going to need to add that. Right above will be a link, and that's going to show you how to set up your Smart Chain Network inside MetaMask. It's really easy. It's simple. You just have to follow the instructions on the video. Now, once you've done that, you're going to actually need USDT, BEP20 to participate. And in order for you to be able to do transactions on the Smart Chain Network, you're going to need BNB BEP20 or BNB Smart Chain. And that's pretty much blockchain fees. You just need a little bit. inside that wallet, so that way you can interact and do different transactions on the blockchain. Now, again, this can be complicating. If you have any questions, drop a comment below. Again, my main objective is to educate you on what and how to navigate in this DeFi world. Okay, let's continue. Quantitative community fund. So how does MuQuant work? Well, first of all, they are a DeFi project, which means that everything is executed through code. It's not a centralized entity. It's not a company. It is, simply put, lines and lines of code that operates on the blockchain. And when I first learned about it, like I said earlier, it was very complicating. And then when I started studying it, I started understanding how the whole thing works. Now, I'm not going to do a crazy presentation to you. I'm going to share with you what I believe that is the most simplest way that, one, a simple person that says, hey, explain it to me how it works, but also somebody that is likes the complexity side will actually appreciate this as well. So I'm going to kind of talk to both of you guys, okay? So here in this chart, this is going to give you an idea of how the protocol works. MuQuant profit sharing model. So let's kind of start here on the left side. So this is you. And let's say, for example, you decide that you want to participate with this protocol. You can actually make a stake, or you can make a deposit and farm the MUQT token as simple and as little as 10 USDT BEP20. So you can do as little as 10 USDT, and you can do as high as 30,000 USDT. Now, the number is not really important, but let's kind of walk you through this. So let's say you make a deposit of 10 USDT. Once you make a deposit, you're going to be able to see that your USDT goes into a liquidity pool, and it's actually reserved there, and it's locked in there only for one purpose only. It's designed for swapping. So what are you or the community swapping with? So you got this USDT in this pool. It's locked. It's only designed for swapping. So what do you swap it with? You swap it with their token MUQT. So this is the protocol's token. And when you make a deposit at the same time, a equal amount of MUQT token, equal value of the token, is locked in a vault for 1 year. When you actually have it in this vault, it's going to go for a duration of 1 year, and you can either relock it and continue the reward after a year, or you can unlock it and stop the reward, and it's going to be paid back to you 10% a month until paid in full. Okay, so you have a choice. Now it's going to pay you back in MUQT, and then you could swap it for USDT. Now, what are you going to get every single month? Well, depending on how much you actually staked or made a deposit, you're going to earn between 7 to 15% a month in MUQT rewards paid out to you daily. Again, 7 to 15% a month, depending on how much you stake or make a deposit. Now, when I first saw this, I thought to myself, if you've been around the block, this is a very typical scenario, okay? Basically, what I see here when I first learned about it is that someone makes a deposit, that USDT goes into a pool, and you're earning a reward token every single day. Now, what ends up happening is as the community gets bigger, a month, 2 months, 5 months, 6 months later, new members would come in, would make a deposit, and then they would be earning reward token. But you who came in early would be receiving more tokens than the new person. Eventually, you'll be swapping your MUQT for USDT, and eventually you would be draining the USDT out of the pool, putting the new members in a situation where they are stuck with the tokens but no liquidity to swap it with. This is a very common thing. Now, I will say this is that I believe that as you're watching this video, know the fact that, here's my income disclaimer, that everything I'm sharing with you is educational purposes only. My goal isn't to be too biased or be able to actually convince you in one direction, but to tell you honestly my opinion, where and what I believe this project can do or how sustainable it is. The cryptocurrency and blockchain industry has been around for 10 years. And although it's been around for 10 years, it is still what we call the wild west. Quite frankly, most of the projects that are out there, even well-known, reputable projects out there, have been shown to be unsustainable because there's an economic development within this market, and everyone's still trying to figure out how to make it sustainable. So as you are watching this video, just know that if you decide to participate, make sure that you are participating at your own risk. This video is truly for educational purposes only. And I do want to remind you that cryptocurrency is risky and you could definitely lose all your money. Now, having said all that what I just shared with you earlier is a very typical kind of flow chart of what I believe is not sustainable. With MuQuant, when I started learning about this other side of the flowchart was when I really had my ears perked up and my eyes were more opened because I saw something that potentially could be more sustainable. So let me proceed. While you actually make a deposit of USDT or stake that USDT to farm MUQT token, a small percentage, which is this 100% minus X%, this variable right here, this small percentage is being moved and invested to develop out an infrastructure. This infrastructure is designed to actually make the project more scalable, more long-term, more sustainable. How do you do that? Well, basically, they've put together a system called flash loan arbitrage. Simply put, what it means is that being able to have the smart contract to do search and scans and identify buying opportunities in decentralized exchanges, finding tokens that are at a price that are great buying opportunities on one exchange, and then finding that same or similar token on a different decentralized exchange and selling it at a higher price and be able to yield a profit. And at the same time using a flash loan. So for those of you that are new and you're thinking to yourself, what is a flash loan? Well, a flash loan is the ability to borrow digital assets from an exchange, identifying a buying opportunity, finding a selling opportunity, and being able to actually complete that transaction, all of which paying back that digital asset right away instantaneously. This entire process can be done within 3 seconds. Now, the flash loan will not work unless the math makes sense. In other words, in order for you to borrow the loan, you have to be able to identify a token that is at a great buying price and be able to sell it on another exchange and be able to yield a profit, but have enough to pay back the loan with the fees involved. If the math doesn't make sense, you cannot borrow the digital assets. And so why is this important? I'll explain that in a few minutes. Basically, this variable, this small percentage, is deducted out to build out an infrastructure to develop more servers to increase computing power and speed, so that way they can be able to identify arbitrage opportunities. And in order to do so, they'll be able to borrow a flash loan, which is a token A, finding a buying opportunity on a decentralized exchange like PancakeSwap, and be able to buy that token at a good price, token B, and be able to find a similar token on another decentralized exchange and selling it, yielding a profit while paying back the flash loan. So once there is a reward that is available, that reward is swapped to USDT and being able to pay a percentage that is able to go towards rewards to the community, as well as whatever's left over is added towards the liquidity pool. So that way there is more liquidity to be able to provide more to the community members for those that need to swap their MUQT. Now, I know that's a mouthful, and for those of you guys that are new to DeFi, know that you're like, Twan, I have no idea what you just said. I will say this. What this signifies is that if they can pull this off, this means that they have an ability to increase the liquidity for the members and for the community. So that way there's more of a runway for the airplane to take off. The airplane represents the token. Most of these projects don't last more than 3 to 6 months. Why? Because they're very experimental. They're not sustainable. And they're not sustainable for that one reason I said earlier. There will come a time where the old members of the community will swap so much because they have more tokens than the new members, and they will drain out the liquidity unless there's a way to increase the liquidity pool. And this flash loan arbitrage is a very clever way to do so. Upon my research, I wanted to make sure that all this was transparent and verifiable. And so as I started doing research, I started finding out that because they are actually doing arbitrage transactions and opportunities with the decentralized exchanges, you can see all of this on the blockchain. So going back to the website, now if you don't have the website, like I said earlier, you can go to the description section, grab the link, and be able to paste that in either your MetaMask wallet or your Token Pocket, SafePal, or Trust wallet. And you can go in here and you can start researching yourself. When you click on arbitrage, you'll be able to actually see different options right here. You can click on Mevbot, and here you'll be able to see transactions that are actually being done to generate rewards to add toward the liquidity pool. Now there's an entire video that explains how to read this. In the description section, I will include that link to that video so that way you can watch that. In this video, I want to keep it very brief, but right on here, you can actually see the entire transaction right here, right in front of you. So this is the wallet address of where the flash loan is, and you can see that a 12.5 BSC USD was actually borrowed. And you can see here that this token was purchased KMT 19,453,651 of these tokens was purchased. And then eventually it was actually sold. And you can see right here, it was sold right here. And then you can see that there it is paid back. The flash loan was paid back. This is 0616. This is the address of the same address of where the flash loan was created. So you can see there's a payback plus the fee. And what's left over, which is the remaining amount, the reward, 1.323, which is really not a whole lot, was actually sent to this address, which is where the liquidity pool is. Now, again, I will include the link to a video that does a complete walkthrough on this. Just want to give you a quick overview on a brief overview how this looks like. But as you can see here, these are transaction after transaction after transaction. And these are low numbers, but these are being done. These transactions can be done within 3 seconds. Upon my research, I found out that they'll be releasing multiple different bots doing multiple different transactions. And the goal is to increase the liquidity pool and the rewards pool to make this more sustainable. What does this mean for the whole entire project? Well, what that means is that you don't have to learn how to do arbitrage trading. You don't have to learn how to identify different tokens, buying it on one exchange, selling on the other. All of this is actually done on an automated level. And in return, this reward is shared amongst the community. How can you participate and be able to take advantage of this reward sharing model? Well, when you make a deposit and you stake or you farm, you're going to be able to receive MUQT token on a daily basis. Again, it's going to be around 7 to 15% a month paid out daily. You can claim it. I'll show you how that looks like in a little bit. But behind the scenes, these flash loan arbitrage are being done. It's added to the pool, and you can actually share a piece of that through their rewards token. I've been in this space since 2016. There's a high chance that everything is very experimental and it could be risky. What I do see here is the opportunity here that can be sustainable longer and it could give enough runway to allow the token to be able to actually grow and be able to actually reach a value level that is absolutely astonishing. And so what are other key features that can do that? Well, when you scroll down and you're able to actually see the max supply of this token that's ever going to be minted is 18 million, which is 3 million less than Bitcoin. At the same time, it has a burning mechanism. Already 2.63K has been burned already in the last 3 weeks. And the way how it gets burned is that every single time that someone receives their reward token of MUQT and they want to be able to swap it on MuSwap, okay, right here, every time that they want to swap it, they can swap it for USDT. They can swap MUQT for USDT, and they can do so at any given time. When they do so, 94% of the token that was swapped will be burned. Over time, this will increase the value of the token due to the fact of lowering the total supply. At the same time, out of that 6%, 4% is going back to the technology for development, and then 2% is actually going to whoever referred you, okay? The referrer is going to earn 2% of that. So that there's a little incentive for those that want to be able to share and be able to expand the community of MuQuant. And you can see right here that it's the protocol started not too long ago, back in June 21st, and it's been steadily going up over time. And the reason why is because of how the protocol is designed. Remember, every time that you swap from MUQT for USDT, 94% of your MUQT will be burned, and that will overall increase the value of the token. Now, that doesn't happen automatically. Just because you burn a token, that doesn't mean it's going to go up automatically. However, there is an auto rebalancing system, which what it does is that it allows this opportunity or this protocol to be more sustainable. In other words, there's always going to be a balancing system that's going to make sure that there is enough USDT for the amount of MUQT that is actually circulating in the market. The third thing that I think is very interesting is that when you receive your MUQT token, it's going to arrive in your section of where it says locked. So you can see right here that you can actually claim this token. When you claim it, it's going to go into your MetaMask wallet, and every time you claim, over time, it's going to increase the value of the token as well. Currently, right now, the MUQT token is not available on any decentralized exchanges right now. However, it will be in the next few months on PancakeSwap. Up until then, the only way that you can actually get the MUQT token is by minting it. So how do you get started with minting? Simply put, once you actually put in the link inside your dApp browser with either MetaMask or Token, Pocket, Trust Wallet, or SafePal, you want to be able to go to lock. And right here, you can actually put down how much that you want to lock inside the DeFi protocol. So if you're going to put 10, let's say you want to put 10 USDT in, you're just going to put 10 right there, press lock. And then once you're done, it's going to prompt you to actually confirm that you are going to actually participate in this protocol. So go ahead and confirm. Once you confirm it, and it's going to reflect right here, you can see that the 10 added to the 1000 USDT, and now you are ready to go. It's that simple. So guys, there you have it. This is a review on the MuQuant protocol. I know I spent a little more time than usual. I've had quite a bit of people that actually ask me, what are my thoughts on this? If you ask my personal opinion on it, I think it is a protocol that looks quite interesting. A few weeks ago when they first rolled out, I was actually unsure about it. And the reason why was, like I mentioned earlier, the contract wasn't verified. Number two, that there wasn't an audit. However, recently in the past week and a half, they have been audited by CoinScope. So you can go ahead and actually click on open report, and I will actually have the link to all the details in the description section. You can look through this. And then also at the same time, they have gotten their code verified. So now it's an open source and you can actually read through that. I will say this also at the same time, the reason why I think that this is a very interesting project. However, I would actually make sure to still be able to participate cautiously if you decide to ever do so. I would say so because within this audit, there are a few things in there that is still, I believe that they are still working on. This is currently in pre-launch. They want to continue to strive to be able to make sure that people can feel confident to trust the code and allow the DeFi protocol to do what it's supposed to do. And this audit is what I consider a soft audit. It's just enough to show people that, hey, you can trust them for what they are doing. They're releasing things slowly. But again, I would always say, like any cryptocurrency project out there, make sure that to do your due diligence, do your research, and don't ever go crazy with any project. Only put in whatever you feel you can afford to risk. So with that, guys, this gives you a quick review on what MuQuant's all about. I will continue to do an update. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, ring that bell, and look forward to giving you an update on this project very soon. Thank you.